Rebecca, the Frugal Resinista. I'm the mom of 5 amazing little kids, but I discovered a couple years ago that I needed something that was just for me, so I tried resin painting, and I fell in love with it. But I quickly discovered that being a resin artist was really expensive. So I started exploring ways that I could create beautiful art but do it on a budget. Once I discovered that that was possible, my new goal became to teach other people how to do the same thing so that resin art could be accessible for anyone. I believe that there's an artist in all of us, and we just need the opportunity to discover it in ourselves. Thank you for joining me on my art journey, and I hope that you create your own art as well as you learn from my videos. Remember, no matter what your final product looks like, your art is beautiful because you created it with your own hands. Ooh, it's on fire. Hi everyone, Rebecca the Frugal Resinista here. I am coming to you from the floor of my art space, which is a mess. A lot of you guys have asked why on earth I would pour over carpet because it seems dangerous. This is a carpet remnant that I got just so my feet wouldn't be cold on the cement floor. It is covered. There are drips of resin, there is glue, there is paint, there is stuff all over this. So someday you'll pull this up, buy another remnant, and stick it down. So no worries about the carpet. What I'm going to show you today is this new Total Boat resin that I've done a couple videos with. I'm super excited about this. You guys know I love my Stone Coat countertop resin, but I also love that this fast hardener is crazy fast. And so I'm just going to show you real quickly how this actually comes. I already did a product test and told you that I love this, so I'm not going to worry too much about that, but I'm just going to give you a quick little heads up on how to put it all together in case you're looking at it like, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do. To prime these, because you want to make sure that you've got the right measurement every time, you're going to pump just a tiny bit over the trash can just until resin comes out, because you don't want to waste any resin, but you do have air in there first. So I'm giving it a pump, another pump. It only takes a few before the resin starts coming out, but I want to do this to get my resin up in there so that I don't have my air coming out and not having the mixture correct. Okay, I can feel it. There it is. There's the first drip. So that one is ready for me to use the pump to measure, and then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. And this one doesn't take as much. The hardener is much thinner than the resin itself. I can feel it in there already. There. See, that one took 2.5 pumps and the other one took, I don't know, 5 or 6 pumps. So that is all there is to it, and then you are ready to use your new resin. I love this stuff. The one thing I do, look at that. I just was about to say that. Sometimes there's a tiny bit of drip left, and so what I like to do is put just a piece of paper towel or something underneath to catch any little drips that might happen. Alright, I'm going to set these back this way and start talking to you guys about today's project. So today, I am going to attempt a 3D vase out of resin, and I'm super excited about this. I've been thinking about how I want to do it for quite a while, and I think I have a plan now. If you ever have seen any of Sue Findley's videos, she does a ton of things with bending resin and making resin bowls and stuff. And so I had messed with some of that on my own and kind of watched her. And I think I've got the idea of what I want to do, and I'm just going to kind of modify it, not quite do it the way that Sue does, but you should definitely check her out because she does some really beautiful things with bending and moving her resin so it's a 3D shape. So I got vinyl from Michael's the other day. You can get it in the fabric section, and it comes with this tissue paper on one side of it, which is nice because this is so easy to make it stick together and it drives you crazy. So originally I got this because I am going to do some silicone molds and shape some different things on it. But for today, I'm going to do basically 2 puddle pours. I'm just cutting this out real quick. stuff is super inexpensive. It's about $2 for a whole yard. So I am going to cut this into 2 separate pieces. Then I can get rid of my paper. And my plan is that I am going to make one shorter and kind of fatter bowl shape, and then I'm going to make a skinnier one to stick into it that's going to be taller, so I almost have like a double vase shape. I have no idea if it's going to work, but I think it's going to be fun to try it. So what I'm using is I just got a plastic cup, and I'm going to, after I pour onto this and after it gets just hard enough that it's tacky but still will move around, I'll put my design like this and try to mold it down and have it cure the rest of the way and get hard like that. And then the same thing with the other one. I'm going to pour that one wider and bigger because I want it to be skinnier, but I want it to be taller, and then it'll sit inside of this one. So I'm going to speed all of this up so that you guys can just see what I'm doing, and then we will talk about it afterward. Done for now. Obviously you guys saw that I had a little more trouble with this one in terms of the vinyl kind of rolling up on me when I heated it. That's why I originally started with my heat gun instead of the blowtorch, because I didn't want to move it too much, but it did it anyway. It doesn't super matter because I am going to put these over the things that they're going to hang on before they're completely hardened anyway. So it's just a matter of timing it right, because I want them to drip just slightly, but I need them to be really gooey first. So I'm going to pause you guys now, and once it gets to the really gooey stage, I am going to go ahead and lay these over their molds, and then we'll go from there. Okay, I believe these are sticky and tacky enough that I can go ahead and move them into a different position. If I'm wrong, you will see me scramble to lay them flat again, but that is my plan. Alright, this one was a little drippier than the other one, and I was expecting that because I did it second, and I was kind of hoping for that because I wanted it to be taller, so I've got some neat drips going down. Some of them are going to be too long. That's not a big deal. All you have to do is reheat your resin once it's fully cured and just use a little razor blade and cut that right off. So that's not a big deal. I'm going to let these sit overnight so they're really, really hard, and then I will flip them over and take out the vinyl and stick them together, this one inside of this one. All right, I have let these cure overnight. This one turned out exactly how I wanted it to. I think I did flip this one a little too early. I lost quite a bit of my resin off of the bottom of this, but I've kind of just peeked at it and it looks like everything's completely covered still, so I think it's still going to work fine. So I'm going to just try to finagle these off of here. These are so cool! I'm so excited. I have a little trimming to do and I'll show you how I'm going to do that. But for the most part, I love how this turned out. Like I said, this was thin on the bottom, but it's totally fine because it's thick around here where it's going to show, because again, I'm going to put this one inside of the other. So if you noticed, at one point I had to cut this in a couple spots. It's because the resin actually leaked down farther than my vinyl, and so they stuck together, and to get the vinyl out, I had to cut it. But this vinyl pulls right out, and it's actually even so good that, probably not that one because I heated it, but I can reuse this piece again, which is really cool. So it's always nice when you know you don't have to waste things and buy extra product. The next thing I'm going to do real quick is, for some of these, I like these little drips that are natural drips, but the ones that actually fell all the way and broke off aren't that great. And so what I'm going to do is just heat these with my blowtorch again, because even once resin has completely cured, you can change its shape and mold it a little by reheating it. So I'm going to reheat it and just take my scissors and cut the sharp tips off that I don't like, and smooth the edges a little bit. If I need to, at the very end, I'll do a tiny bit of sanding to make those not look pointy and to get them how I want. But I'm going to do that on both of these, and then I will move on to the next step. Alright, this is working great. The total boat is really thin when you first use it, so this is doing a great job of just flattening out the tops. Ooh, my dog's walking through. And still falling down thin enough that it doesn't look like I have big, large, drippy blobs. So I'm really happy with that. I'm going to let it go a little longer while I do the other one. And then if it does look at all like it's too drippy, I can just wipe the little individual drips off before they get hard. Thank you everyone so much for watching. I'm really excited with how this turned out. I think there are a few things that I could do differently. Obviously the biggest one is waiting a little bit longer so that things didn't get quite so mushy, but it has a pretty cool look to it. So I'm overall happy with it. Don't forget to find me on Facebook and on Instagram and Pinterest as the Frugal Resinista. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.